Tonight, from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, it's a special Halloween night presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys.
U.S. Bank Stadium holds just under 70,000 spectators, and they've come out in full force for this one. A fantastic atmosphere here in Minneapolis. The scene a short time ago, this crowd decked out in purple, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room. We're ready for football, folks, as the Vikings get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. They, too, come in off the bye, so we should have two teams that are eager to get back at it.
And players are creatures of habit. You can bet they enjoyed the time off, but you know they're also ready to get right back into the swing of things.
Now Pollard. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here are the Cowboys now ready to go on offense for the first time. And we get a glance here at their leader, the man who will be calling the plays under center.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they can be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. Well, that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. The first down run for Elliott will net him about 5 yards. It's second down. On second down, it's Elliott. He fights forward for a couple with a penalty flag down. And the linemen, they're already walking back. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
Oh, Elliott going to be hit. He coughs it up. Loose football. And this belongs to the Vikings. The Minnesota offense ready to go to work here. Their quarterback in his 10th season overall now, and 4th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
And you've got to think that they've got to be feeling pretty fresh. You know, coming off of the open week, didn't have to play, right? Gives them a chance to rest up a little bit, heal some of those aches and pains, and excited about playing again. That really rekindles things a little bit. I want to see how they come out and establish themselves here early.
And that bye week coming right where they want it, in the middle of the schedule. And a very elusive run as he'll wind up getting about 9 on that one. Second down, they go right back to Cook. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
One thing I do know that offensive linemen like, they like a guy who's carrying the ball that will take what is blocked. Not try and create a big play and maybe take a loss, not try and go where the blocking isn't. But if it's just all that's there and you just put your head and your shoulders down and get that, you get the respect of the big guys up front.
They'll try to throw now. Cousins. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly, because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's third down. Throwing, Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
2nd and 6.
Off play action. Cherry. He'll fire this deep for Gallup. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down. On third down, Cherry. Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. First down, Cherry. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Operating from the gun. Cherry over the middle, complete. It's Lamb. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Elliott. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
That's on the guard, Connor Williams.
Now a give here to Pollard. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Looking to throw on second down. Cherry.
Swinging this out for Pollard.
That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Looking to throw. Cherry.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Following the interception, Cousins. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line.
Micah Parsons
in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
For a rookie first-rounder, he's made a huge impact on this defense, but that tells me that they had a plan for him when they drafted him. Just turn him loose, do what you do best, go get the quarterback.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19 from the gun. Here's Cousins. And that's going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now Cousins.
He's going to get this one down to Cook.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
So he needed a little assist from his friend the right upright, but 3 points all the same.
Yeah, he's a right-footed kicker. Normally, you don't mess with the right upright as a right-footed kicker, right? You're trying to bring it back right to left. But in this case, he got the assist. Right was right.
So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but to go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Harrison Smith. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Cousins. Able to complete this one to Tyler Conklin.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
And incomplete on the deep ball. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. They go play action. Cousins. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So, Charles, no turnovers yet for this offense, but those sacks now, they're starting to pile up.
And one thing usually leads to another because they've got to figure out how the offensive line and everyone else involved in protection can keep their quarterback upright and allow him a chance to throw the ball downfield.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. He'll drop to throw. And he'll get this into the hands of Braxton Berrios. And they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, you know, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. And for the 2nd time tonight, his field goal unit comes out here. He connected on his first, this from 41. Gostkowski's kick is good. And that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
He's going to be stopped here with a penalty marker on the field. I'm not sure what this is about.
Defense.
So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Draw play. Elliott fights off the defender. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Zeke going to get it on the option.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory. They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
44 yards on the ground for him so far.
The running game fully in sync, 1-11 on that play.
And sometimes it comes from the offensive coordinator, understanding what he thinks the defense is going to do and dialing up the perfect play. Sometimes the quarterback, though, can look at the defense, realize he needs to change it to a run, and that gets it done in a big way as well.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Schultz. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. This is Elliott. A pretty nice, strong run, but can't break away. Down just inside the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And this one is going to just tuck into the bottom left corner as he gets it to go. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So if you like field goals, you've come to the right spot. We've had 3 so far.
Well, this is a football game, right?
It is.
You like that one, huh? You like where I went with that? How about that one?
I like it.
Okay, but hey, let's face it. In this game right now, both defenses have responded well. They're trying to hold the line on this. You just wonder if anyone can break through with a touchdown and put some pressure on their opposition.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offensive coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe someday press it a little bit. This might be the case.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Open man here is Conklin. A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson.
Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. 1st down. Here's Cousins. Here's Johnson with a reception. Touchdown, Vikings.
B.C. Johnson.
His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
Extra point good by Gostkowski. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Now Pollard. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Ezekiel Elliott gets ready to go again here on offense as he shuffles onto the field. Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings talking about this running game opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And he finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
It's a game of 20. And the Cowboys first down.
From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Out to the right here to Wilson. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Back to throw again. That's into the hands of Gallup over the middle. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. Again, he'll drop to throw. That ball is caught. It's Gallup. Touchdown, Cowboys. Michael Gallup in the final seconds of the first half. And the Cowboys are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. So just 8 ticks remaining here in the first half as they'll kick this one away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. So we've reached halftime here on Halloween. And trust me, kids, if you had to look at Charles Davis every game, you'd think every day was Halloween. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start by heading out west to Glendale, Arizona, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Aaron Rodgers, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we head east to check out the Jets at home at MetLife Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. And finally, on Monday Night Football, the Giants and Chiefs from Arrowhead. Kickoff, 8:15 Eastern Time. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And the Vikings set to go on offense to begin the third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. And I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it's a second down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First down, here's the run with Cook. Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45.
Trayvon Diggs getting the tackle.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
On second down, it's Cook again.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8.
This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
Over the middle, he gets it to Barrios.
And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up, keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup. On third down, Elliott. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
57 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation, pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Cherry. Wilson's got it complete. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Off the play fake. Cherry. On the left side, Gallup's got it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
10th carry now for Elliott. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It was Daniil Hunter to make the play in the backfield.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great. Because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Second and 15.
From the gun, Cherry. He completes it to Wilson. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Complete to Cedric Wilson. A gain of 7 yards. And it's third down.
Looking to throw. Cherry. Catch made right side by Wilson. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting that in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
Zerline's kick is up and through. And that's going to tie us at 13. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point's not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Osa Odighizuwa. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. To throw, Cousins. And he'll complete this one to Berrios. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Throwing is Cousins. He gets it left side to Johnson. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that's going to make it fourth down.
And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I've got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Marching back out there, ready for the next possession. Here comes the Vikings defense. And a big reason we're tied as we get a look at them here, the 3 turnovers they forced.
And you know that the pride has really kicked in on the defensive side because they are the reason that they're in the position they're in right now. A tie game, they're trying to figure out a way to take it away again. And if so, that could put them in the lead.
The tight end Jarwin with it out on the left side. 3 yards the gain there, second down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you, but boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
The Cowboys on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. A give to Elliott. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 67 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Now Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run with Elliott. Oh, able to avoid him. And he's going to be stopped just short of the first down marker at the Vikings 36. If they get nothing else here on third down, it'd be a 53-yard attempt from this spot. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down.
Brandon, unfortunately, I've been here before. They've had 2 opportunities to stop them, so this is demoralizing. They haven't gotten it done. Now you're calling all your blitzes, all your attack defenses, but you're not worried about playing your normal position. You're going to take chances now.
Well, you said it. 2 third-down opportunities to get off the field. Couldn't do it, and the clock continues to roll. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Back to throw. Cherry got his man there, complete to Gallup. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Danielle Hunter, credit him with a sack, and it goes as a loss of 6.
It's interesting, partner, that most defenses try and guard the 35-yard line actively because they think the way kickers are nowadays, about a 52-yard field goal, they're kind of giving up points. But you get even deeper into territory, you get into the red zone, they're going to guard it even more, which means more pressure, more blitzing.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And here he'll get it down to the 7. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Cherry. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down. So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. This for the lead in the final stages. And Zuerlein's kick is good. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. Back now on EA Sports as the kick teams are out here following the 2-minute warning. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So Cousins and the Vikings down 16-13, a minute 56 to go. Now their losing streak
In danger of continuing as they come up on first down. Cousins to throw. That's complete. It's Cook. 3 yards the gain there, second down. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender. From there, he doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. So now the story changes. Trailing in this one now. And time, a huge factor. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Now Cousins. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Cousins. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. This one brought in by Jefferson. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock. Here's Cousins. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
And that will be incomplete with a clock showing 18 seconds now to go. Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with Elliott. Shreds the tackle. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. And they'll indeed take a knee. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. And they will take a knee here. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for Dallas, they move back over 500 now at 4-3. And they'll be back home next week to take on the Denver Broncos. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.